After rain had wreaked havoc with the order of play at the Apia International in Sydney on Sunday, the forecast for Monday didn't exactly inspire confidence. With the elements causing a 7-hour delay to proceedings just a day previous, fans were relieved to see clear skies above New South Wales as the majority of the first round action was finally allowed to get underway. And the play on Monday saw no less than 6 of the top 8 seeds take to the court. The story of the day came as 4th seed Caroline Wozniacki was in action against Barbora Zahlavova Strycova. With the two having met in last week's semi-final in Auckland, the first set was a tight affair. But it was Wozniacki, who's won at least one title in each of her last 7 seasons, who took the early initiative with a break. Her opponent soon replied with one of her own, and Wozniacki, seemingly suffering from a wrist injury, was on the ropes. Her day didn't get any better after the medical break. Zahlavova Strycova outclassing her in every department as she moved ahead.
New balls, please.
And a Wozniacki error cost her the opener soon after. If a first set loss was bad for the Dane though, there was worse still to come.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Wozniacki is retiring due injury.
The world number 8's wrist injury too much to bear, she was forced to retire early into the second. And with the Australian Open just a week away, it could spell trouble for her involvement in this year's first Grand Slam.
I mean, I still have a week to go, so hopefully it'll be fine. You know, we'll see how it feels tomorrow. Hopefully it's going to feel better already tomorrow, but you know, I'm confident that I'll be fine to play in Melbourne.
The highest ranked of those on court on Monday, Agnieszka Radwanska faced a tough task against Alize Cornet to progress to the second round. The third seeds riding the crest of a wave, having just guided Poland to their first Hopman Cup title, beating world number 1 Serena Williams in the process. And she picked up where she left off in Perth with some sublime tennis early on. Having finished 2014 in the top 20 for the second season of her career, Cornet looked determined to get something from the tie. She was outclassed time and again by the world number 6, and Radwanska soon wrapped up the first set. Cornet's challenge an unsuccessful one, as Radwanska won through 6-3.
Game and first set for Radwanska.
Seeking her 15th career singles title here in Sydney, Radwanska's fine first set form continued into the second. This deft forehand leaving her opponent searching desperately for answers.
49.
Cornet did put up some resistance as the match wore on. This fantastic backhand the pick as she clung on. The 24-year-old showing glimpses of the player who defeated Serena Williams no less than 3 times last year. But errors would ultimately cost her. Radwanska progressing to the second round of the tournament she won 2 years ago. She'll face Garbine Muguruza in the last 16.
I think today I was really playing a little bit better, but it was really important that I really used my break points and I really was going forward, and if I had any chance I was using all the points that I could get.
A runner-up here last year, Angelique Kerber knew she'd have to beat Lesia Tsurenko to stand any chance of beating that feat this time around. Ukrainian Tsurenko has an 0-5 record against top 10 opponents, but looked good value to halt that slide as she took control early on.
15-14.
Having lost at this stage in Brisbane last week, the 25-year-old would have been confident of bettering that finish here as she took the opener with ease. Having finished 2014 in the top 10 for the 3rd year running though, Kerber's quality isn't in question. And her experience shone through in the second as Tsurenko failed to replicate her first set heroics. With it all to play for in the decider, it was the German who took the initiative. Tsurenko, who didn't even make it to the main draw last year, running out of steam as Kerber stormed ahead. And she completed a remarkable turnaround as Tsurenko misfired again. Next up for her, Daria Gavrilova in round 2. And finally, Samantha Stosur gave the home fans reason for cheer as she came through an epic battle with Lucie Safarova. The Australian hadn't beaten her opponent in 6 matches before today, but put on quite a show for the Sydney crowd, triumphing in no less than 3 hours, 7-6, 5-7, 6-3. Tuesday's action sees the top 2 seeds make their Sydney bows for the year. Simona Halep, a winner in Shenzhen last week and seeking to become the first 2-time WTA title winner of the year, faces Caroline Wozniacki. While having made the semis in 2 of her 3 tries here, Petra Kvitova will look to maintain her good Sydney form against Peng Shuai.